Welcome back, y'all. Jamming my jammies with Warhorse Davis. I got my tuning dropped down a whole step and then dropped D to Devil's Homebrew tuning. Let's do that one. Any Shotgun Rebellion fans out there? This is off the Outlaw Rock and Roll album. It's one of my favorite songs. Stick around to the end of the song and I'll tell you what it's about. It's a pretty cool story. Oh, Willie Johnson lived up on the mountain, out past the timberline on Yellow Jacket Road. Now when I was a young boy, Papa told me, son, stay away from that little place you wanna go. He said she was a witch, with the tie face down the ditch, telling you, son, there's nothing you can do. Once you get a taste of the devil's own brew, trying to make a living, made a couple dollars selling moonshine. Me and Mary Lou went back up to the mountains just to get a taste of a little too far. They said she was a witch, with the tie face down the ditch, telling you, son, there's nothing we can do. Once you get a taste of the devil's own brew, once you get a taste of the devil's own brew, now pour me a drink of the devil's own brew. People built. Long time ago they got a old man, shot him down looking for a kill. Say she was a bitch, let the tie face down the ditch, telling you, son, there's nothing we can do. Once you get a taste of the devil's own brew, once you get a taste of the devil's own brew, I still pour me a drink of the devil's own brew. Yeah, I love the devil's own brew. Pour me a drink of the devil's own brew. Oh, yeah, the devil's own brew. Pour me a drink. Hell yeah. Man, I played that song about 1,000,000 times, and I just now picked it up and tuned it down and played it and I ain't touched that song in probably 5 years, and it just flows out of you. So here's what the song's about. When I was a little kid, my grandpa on my father's side, my grandpa on my mother's side, supposedly, according to him, and he was a big bragger, and he was in World War II and all that stuff in Europe, stationed in Hawaii, and he had a lot of stories to tell. And he said before he ran some moonshine, some illegal liquor back in the Prohibition days when he was a young man. And there was a story about an old lady named Old Whittle Johnson. He'd get liquored up. He'd say, son, go out and the backside of my truck over there and look under the seat, and there'll be a brown paper bag, and that's my medicine. Bring it to me. And don't look in it now. One day I looked in it, it was a bottle of wild turkey. And he'd get wild turkeyed up and tell these crazy stories. And the old Willie Johnson story about an old witch that sold her soul to Satan for a recipe from hell because they killed her old man. And that was her revenge. So it's a demon alcohol story that he used to tell about, you know, the devil's in the liquor. Be careful. Anyway, y'all have a good day. That's the story of it. I had to think back hard because it was a long time ago. Anyway, see you next time on Jamming Them with Jamies.